but they're there in the Jewish community, and abuse is not the word that I'm looking for. They can be pushed on, meaning, and I say this in mostly a good way. Like, there's someone that's sick on Shabbos. Like, we have the infrastructure that, we can go to Rob's house and ask Rob, what's going on, and we have that. If you're a non-affiliated Jew, or you're not necessarily Jewish at all, it's difficult to just have a doctor in your back pocket. So you are a servant to the community. What's that like, and do you enjoy it?
Yes.
Okay, we got
I'm not going to make it easy for you.
No, indeed not.
So yeah, I actually do enjoy it. I don't like making decisions that are out of my league, that I shouldn't be making when people are coming to you. It's very difficult. Like this Yom Kippur, there was one lady who showed up in shul and she wasn't feeling well. Her blood pressure was 200 and she was dizzy and lightheaded. But I'm not her. She has her cardiologist. I'm not her cardiologist. I don't really know everything about her. It's a difficult kind of decision, because it's bridging halachic with medicine, so that is kind of a difficult situation. But look, I was happy that I was there and I could deal with it. So it's actually, I had one teacher who was not really religious, but had a very religious bent to him, who told me, he said, "This is a great job, Rob." He said, "I never go home without having felt that I did at least one mitzvah."
Okay, that's great. Do you think all doctors feel this way?
I hope so.
I hope so too. But there's that guilt when it's like Shabbos 2 p.m. You're like, oh, I have to knock on the door now, and I know they're having their Suda,
So I can't speak for everybody. I can say that my wife is incredible about it. She's never given me a hard time. The number of anniversaries and birthdays that I told her I was going to be home for and missed. I'll just tell you as an aside, my father, who we were just talking about, right around Pesach time, he was coming home from a great-grandson's bris, and he ended up developing a blockage in the artery to his leg.
Yeah, DVT.
So he actually had an arterial block, DVT on the venous side. So his leg was threatened, and and a 90-year-old man, it's really life-threatening. So I called up one of my friends who's a vascular surgeon, and he operated on my father probably from 5 in the afternoon until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow, that's incredible.
He missed his wife's birthday. And, I, as being the recipient of it, I can tell you that I appreciate somebody who's basically really saved my father's life.
Right.
Because there's no way that he wouldn't have survived having an amputation. He wouldn't have survived just the whole concept of not having his leg. And he really saved the man's life.
Do you feel that you get recognition from that? I don't mean that in a gaivatic way. I mean, do you think people value that and thank you for it?
So I think that there are, once again, like the rabbinate, somehow, at least in America, I don't know how it is here, it's been cheapened. The same way, we talk about, the insurance company talks about a gatekeeper, and they think about this. So it's no longer like when I was growing up. I'm a little older than you.
Yeah.
But when I was growing up, it was the doctor said.
Right. That I remember. Yeah.
It's sort of like the rabbi said.
Right.
Now it's, I can hire this doctor, I can hire this doctor, he's on staff, and you're just one more person that they hire to do what they need.
And so now one of the civil servants is just not as appreciated as they once were.
Right.
That's sad.
But I think that's a societal.
Even in the other communities, like in the Sephardic community and the Hasidic community, you think that's also going on?
So I think they still have more respect for their rabbis. I'm not sure they necessarily have the same respect for their physicians. That I think their rabbis still trump their doctors, even in halacha, even though halacha says that the doctor trumps their rabbi.